Oi! That's the meatball!
Alright, so this is how I usually make Evaporate. So I'm gonna start with audio. So with Evaporate, I like to go for that like lo-fi, made on a crappy computer in the 90s aesthetic, because I feel like it fits the tone of the show perfectly, like with its being based on dreams and being utter nonsense. Alright, so I get that nice lo-fi crunchy audio. I set the sample rate to 11025, and let's hit record. Oi! That's a meatball! I don't know, just something stupid. Oi! That's a meatball! And so to get that nice extra crunchiness, I'm going to you can download a Decimate plugin for Audacity. So to get that nice extra lo-fi crunchiness.
Oi! That's the meatball!
That's good. Alright. So now let's move on to animation in Photoshop. Alright, let's create a new palette. I usually go for a deliberately low resolution to add, because you'll see why later. So usually it's well, normally it's I have it at 320 by 240, but for the sake of widescreen, let's have it at 320 by 180. So it'll at least fit the screen. Okay, so let's make a folder of layers. So for the outlines, to get that nice jaggedy old look, you use the pencil tool. So there's no anti-aliasing, and now that makes it look like an old computer game. So let's draw our old friend Nerve, the cat creature thing. In the videos, him and Neki, the girl, are meant to represent me, because I don't know, I don't really like animating or inserting myself into things, so I'd much rather do it through these two weird, ambiguous characters who are just whatever. So let's go draw him. I'm just gonna draw his head so for this layer we're gonna just draw his head, and you'll see why in a bit. Alright, so here's Nerve. So now I'll just call this layer Nerve Head 1. Now I'm gonna draw his body separately. So his little blob body. Crap. This is how I draw. I draw it a bunch of I just keep undoing over and over. He looks really fat here, but whatever. Not like it matters. Not like the character is meant to be drawn on model or consistently. Alright, there we go. A very fat looking Nerve. Color him in. So now I'll call that, crap. I'll get out of here. So now I'll call that Nerve Body 1. Alright, now let's make Nerve Head 2. So I'm gonna have him lip sync to Oi, that's a meatball. So now I'll redraw the head, but with a different mouth shape, and you make the layer underneath transparent so you can see what you're drawing on top of it. Either that, or what you can do is draw the next frame's outlines in another color, and then fill it in afterwards with black. But that's up to you or me. Actually, let's make his face a little crazy each frame. Alright, so there's frame number 2, and now let's make sure we put this back to the color it was meant to. I mean, back to full opacity. And okay, so next we're just going to repeat that until we have all the syllables for Oi, that's a meatball. Okay, I think that's all the heads I need for now, and that this will be the nerve head, the nerve group. So now that I have all the frames that I need for this particular sequence, actually one other thing I wanted to go over is how to get that nice, quote-unquote, nice dithery effect on the backgrounds to make it look like an old, to make it look like an old GIF or an old picture on a website. What's a random picture? Alright, so I'm gonna resize this to 320 by 160, like the stage. Okay. So now it's all crappy and low res and ugly. Let's go to mode indexed color. So now let's try Windows dither, diffusion, pattern, noise. I'll go with diffusion. And because why not? Well, shift to turn up the saturation, and for some reason, there we go. It's all purple outside. So let's put that in. Crap, wrong resolution. So I guess I screwed that up. Make it by 180. So there we go. Now it looks appropriately hideous. Now we're going to save the PSD to I don't know, just here for now. Nerve example.psd. So now we have the PSD saved. Let's go to Animate, Adobe Animate or Flash. So here we are in Adobe Animate. We are going to import our little thing here. So convert layers to keyframes, place objects in original position, and set stage size to the same as the canvas. You will see why later. So here is all of our frames. There's his body, there's the so let's put our background on its own layer. BG. And put the body on its own layer. Body. Now we are going to import our audio, meatball2.wave. Now we are going to take all these head frames and we're going to cut them and put them in a layer called, we're going to call that, make it a graphic, nerve head. You can name it anything you want, whatever it is. Let's paste that all in there. So there's all our syllables. Now let's put the head where it should be. I seem to have forgotten to fill in his eye there, but whatever. Let me save this real quick. Documents, nerve example.fla. Alright, so here, we are going. First thing we're gonna do is a single frame for graphic there. So now, where he goes oi, we're gonna make him go oh. Perfect. Alright, well, maybe a little more of that, and we're good. So, now that that's done, we're going to, so what this will do is, I mean, there's probably a more efficient way of doing this, but let's go to test scene. So there we go, there's our thing. So, wherever you saved your thing, here is nerveexample.swf. Now, there are two ways of exporting these, but probably the easiest way is to use this program called Swivel, which you can download from Newgrounds. Here we are, Swivel. It converts SWF files to video, so let's find our thing. Nerve example. So we're gonna set this to low quality and turn off bitmap smoothing. That's all good. So it's at. So the reason I did it in Photoshop and Animate at that low resolution is so when you export it at low quality, it's gonna blow that up, so it's gonna retain that pixelated look at a high resolution and make it look extra surreal. So let's convert that. So once that's done, let's take a look at our beautiful little shot that we've created.
Oi, that's the meatball.